Okay, very solid practice today. Really what stood out to me is our kids' focus. You can tell it's getting closer to the game. There was a high level of intensity, high level of focus, and they were excited about practice, so that's definitely encouraging, this close to the game.
Question?
Gus, you mentioned yesterday Brett's got a history of, some trick stuff on special teams, that kind of thing. What do you do with your team when you got a guy who's got that kind of history?
Well, you just got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for all different types of situations. Not just in the kicking game, but on defense. And so, you do everything you can. The first game to be prepared. And it's really not just because we're playing them. I think that usually holds true for any game. But the fact that they took a lot of chances last year, we got to be prepared.
At any point in camp this year, have you practiced returning a missed field goal?
We've practiced every scenario possible.
Guys, how much does it help having a group of veteran guys to not try, play the game on Thursday or Friday to be able to kind of be ready for Saturday?
Yeah, the fact that we do have a lot of veteran guys, I think helps with that. You got to bring yourself along throughout the week. You got to focus on your job, on the little things, offensively and defensively, and then as it gets closer, that's when you got to start programming your mind and your body. You got to get rest. You got to be hydrated, and everything that goes with that. And I hope that is a positive and a plus for us that we do have a lot of guys that have experienced, game type situations, first game of the year type stuff.
When you're playing a team that likes to control it as much as they do you practice long layoffs with quarterbacks in an offense? I mean, do you try and get them in the mindset of what you do in those potentially long
each game, you just got to be prepared for different things. I mean, last year, there's no doubt, they did a good job of controlling the clock, especially in the first half. And then we had some other games that were like that too. But, from a coach's standpoint, you just got to prepare your guys for every type of situation. And, that's part of it. And that's part of it every year, really.
Does time of possession matter at all in a game like this?
Well, I really think, as long as you're scoring points, I mean, if you're not scoring points, time of possession is a factor. And, so that's really the determining factor.
Will Robinson Parisi dress out on Saturday?
At this point, we don't have any new information, but like I said, I'll let you know as soon as we do.
How about Kahari Hardy? Haven't heard anything about him lately.
Kahari, he's still at linebacker with Coach. We do have a little bit of depth there. He's still battling.
Sontavious Russell, is he a guy who might play? So.
It's possible. Coach Garner's high on him. He's done a very good job in fall camp. And those young guys, we'll just see how the season plays out.
Gus, is there anything specific-wise you can say about Jonathan Wallace and what he might do, special team-wise?
Yeah, he is on most of our special teams. He also is going to do some holding. He's got such a great attitude. I think everybody knows that. And he's a team guy, and he's very unique from the standpoint that he is one of our leaders and doesn't have a every down active role like most of your leaders do. But he does a lot of things to help us win. Does a lot of things on the sideline, signaling and all that.
Things on special teams. Have you seen like personal protector on punts or something, or what role does he have? If he's not the lead holder, and he's certainly not a kicker. Is he a gunner? Is he a holder?
Well, he's a good athlete, and he can do some different things. So I know he's in the mix on just about every one of our special teams. Whether it's punt return, punt team, kickoff return. He's a very smart, football player. Understands the game very well. Obviously, being a quarterback, so he's giving Coach Patton a lot of flexibility, and he'll be in the holding game some too.
Have you decided on captains?
Not yet.
Yes. You said special teams obviously going to be a big part of this game Saturday. How do you feel? There's a lot of change in the special teams, not just the kicker and punter, but returners as well. So how do you feel?
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's a lot of new people out there, and because of that, we tried to get better around those new guys, and that's kind of been our focus. I believe last year we returned to kickoff, the very first game, and special teams is usually a huge part, and we've been preaching that to our kids. They've worked extremely hard. They had a very good day of special teams today, and they're usually big factors in first games.
Guys, on that note, how close was the competition? Because I know the other night you mentioned Quan won the punt return job. How close is him between him and Marcus, who's listed as the backup?
Yeah, we feel good about both those guys. Stephen Roberts is another guy that we felt good about, and I think, as the season goes on, you could possibly see him back there too. Quan's a guy that has a lot of experience, and you're opening up with the SEC team, and Marcus is a guy that we really trust too. So, we feel good that we've got some guys, multiple guys we feel like can do it.
So it was really a matter of the experience winning out the
Well,
end.
no, he won the job, but,
Okay.
a little bit more comfort, going into a season with a guy that's done it before, but he definitely won the job.
Take a few more. You got a few true freshmen on your 2D. What have you seen from those guys? Their preparation this week,
Yeah.
knowing that they can play a role. Saturday?
Well, first of all, they've earned it. We put the ball down and give everybody an opportunity, and those guys have earned the right to be there. And they got good attitudes. It's just like anything else. The more they do is something, the better they'll get. And there's nothing like, true game experience. But we think they're both, or all of them that are in the 2D, are talented enough and mentally tough enough to do it too.
Yes, some of the tougher games y'all had last year, weather was a factor. Weather could be a factor. You said today, you practice with wet balls.
Right.
Is there anything more that you've kind of told the team to be prepared in case of something?
Yeah, you do everything you can as a coach to prepare your guys, but like I said, there's nothing better than experience, and the fact that we have went through a couple of those situations last year, in the rain, the guys know how to handle it better, I would assume, this second time. And but Coach Lashley and really Coach Fountain, our specialists, and everybody handling the ball, worked extremely hard, with wet balls and those type of deals as far as that goes.
Take one more right here.
Is Casanova McKenzie kind of a throwback guy at linebacker just because he plays so downhill?
He is. He is kind of old school. I mean, he's a big linebacker that can run. He's got very good instincts, and he's got a lot of talent. He's really starting to develop into one of our leaders. And I believe he led some tackles last year, so we have high expectations for him.
All right, Coach.